I'm your host, name bin Mohammed Rafi, and here is your YouTube channel Zamir Universal. Today, I'm going to talk about how the head of states uh, in many parts of the world they conceal their medical problem, and especially serious medical problem like heart failure, like heart attack, like myocardial infarction or lung cancer, colon cancer, and now in this case, prostate cancer. Now you do not, if a liar, a habitual liar, just like we have one recently, the most cruelest person, the dirtiest, the filthiest, and a person who has blood on his shoulders, on his hands, and he has burned alive the babies, and he has flattened the habitats of 2.9 million, starved them, stopped food, electricity, water, poisoned wells, put cement in them, destroyed the even last hospital, shut off the oxygen, shut off all going medical supplies and the food reaching them, and now even bombardment and killing and burning them alive when they are in shelter on the coastline in this chilling winter, because there are no homes left in throughout north, center, and south of Gaza, and even Rafah, the small tiny strip between Egypt and Gaza. So they know, I think there is in the world of cruelty, even ever since the word came into existence. Even I think the Hitler, the dark Holocaust will look like a small tiny thing. And when you look at this Natenyahu, mentally deranged, a warmonger, and most hated person on earth, even by his own people, are going to the International Court of Justice against him, that he purposely is killing there and not signing peace agreement with Gaza because he has got ambitions to get the oil and gas and deprive and push them in the desert and kill them all, 2.9 million. With the dead humanity at the moment, European Union dead, United Nations Security Council dead, all NATO dead, OIC dead, 57 Islamic countries dead, China, Russia, all pussyfooting and not just going and attacking, and they are not defending themselves. How on earth are they going to go and defend a small tiny part of Palestine? It's been going on for the last 100 years, but such a cruelty, visuals, they were not available to people in real time because of the social media, because of the WhatsApp, because of the the
older than 65. The average age is somewhere between 65 and 70. And it's a disease that only people over the age of 50 get at all. So the vast majority are older patients. Those who die from prostate cancer, 70% are over the age of 65. So health status is incredibly important for prostate cancer patients. In many ways, prostate cancer has become more like a chronic disease for older patients. So they're going to live with it for a long time, and they're going to have many treatments that go into it. So how functional they are, the other diseases that they have, are all crucial to how we decide to treat prostate cancer. And there's big trade-offs. So chemotherapies, hormone therapies all impact these other diseases and impact their functional status. As an example, the hormone therapies that are used by, over 50% of men.
His PSA when he came in was 295, and he already had spread to bone. And he was in his early 70s, and I said, look, here's what you got. We'll put you on therapy for this. You probably have 5 years.
How does the health of a leader in crisis shape the fate of a nation? For observation, housed in an underground recovery unit fortified against missile attacks. According to reports, Dr. Offer Griffith, head of urology, confirmed the procedure went smoothly, adding that the risks were minimal. Recovery is expected to be swift, with patients typically resuming normal activities in a few days. However, Netanyahu's schedule will need adjustments, including a pause in his ongoing corruption trial. Justice Minister Yariv Levin served as acting prime minister during the operation. This temporary shift in leadership comes at a critical time for Israel. The country is grappling with the Gaza war, international ceasefire negotiations, and escalating tensions with Yemen's Houthi rebels.
אנחנו נחושים לגדוע את זרוע הטרור הזה של ציר הרשע של איראן. אנחנו נתמיד בזה עד שנשלים את המלאכה.
While the prostate issues are common and treatable, this surgery challenges Netanyahu's carefully maintained image of vigor. At 75, his health and ability to handle intense workloads are under the microscope, especially given his high stakes responsibilities. This is not the first health issue for Netanyahu. Last year, he had a pacemaker implanted following a heart condition that had been concealed from the public. Earlier incidents included fainting due to dehydration and a hernia operation this year. These episodes have sparked debates about transparency and leadership under strain. Anti-government protests in Israel are already intense. As Israel's leader for over 17 years, Netanyahu's health impacts not just Israel but the broader Middle East. His surgery coincides with pivotal moments, including ongoing international mediation for a Gaza ceasefire. Any perceived vulnerability could embolden adversaries or disrupt diplomatic efforts. Just recently, Netanyahu appeared in a Tel Aviv court on December 16th, beginning the second week of testimony in his ongoing corruption trial. Entering the underground courtroom secured on the -2 floor, Netanyahu briefly conferred with his lawyer before the media was cleared from the room. The 75-year-old leader, the first sitting Israeli prime minister to face criminal charges, testified this month, claiming he is being targeted for his strong security policies. With Israel at war in Gaza and dealing with regional instability, Netanyahu is balancing his legal battles with national defense. Indicted in 2019 on charges of accepting gifts and seeking regulatory favors from media tycoons, Netanyahu denies all allegations and has pleaded not guilty.
TikTok, because of the YouTube, you are watching even the electronic media, you are watching in real time the people being strangulated, burnt alive. You can even smell the burning flesh of human beings. So that is the person who is admitted into hospital and had a prostate removed by transurethral dissection. We call it endoscope. And you know, when the postmortem was done in all the American studies, the chances of people who are above 90% had prostatic cancer. So if somebody tells you that it's a benign, this it's just like a pacemaker this guy had and he concealed it, and now he wants to get out and not go to the court and be jailed for life in the prison for his corruption. He has now made up this, and he is now 73 or very close to reaching to 74. So there are 70 to 80% chances that he has cancer. And I give you the a little bit clippings from the experts telling you that he will have a 90% chance of, with the cancer of the prostate, spreading into his bones, and that causes the most painful death. Because, and that is, I think, he deserves, because all those innocent babies and all those innocent women and civilians and children, the universities, the schools, the churches, the mosques, the roads, houses, this man has destroyed for his greed, for his self-satisfaction. He is a sadist, and now he's been being punished by God Almighty, so that he begs for his life, and he very likely is not going to be there, and he will still cling to the power to escape his corruption and the punishment and going to jail. He is so scared and afraid that even he is operating from the bunker. How coward he is. And look at the arrogance, look at what things make, and look what he has done to even, there has not been one single state he has fought with. He has fought with civilians, unarmed civilians, even armed with small, tiny, resistant groups, and anybody where you occupy their home or house will resist you. So the axis of resistance is not, in fact, Hamas or Hezbollah or Houthis. Excess of resistance is the people they occupied or those who sympathize with them and they cannot see. Ireland is not a Muslim country, nor is Belgium, nor is Spain. And they expelled it there, see, when they expelled their ambassador, you can understand the hatred against this man. And what he has earned is there will never ever be a peace when you are living and throwing stones at the people who are next door to you, your neighbors. Nobody will come to your help when you are now crying and screaming and yelling as you did in case of Adolf Hitler. Then nobody will come to your help. And now he should not, I think, conceal his sickness and he should be replaced. Better, because they will then have ceasefire and will have all the hostages home and you can breathe fresh air of peace.
यूनिवर्सल टेलीविजन को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें, उसके बाद बेल बटन पे क्लिक करें और अपने कमेंट्स के सेक्शन में अपने कीमती जो ख्यालात का इजहार ज़रूर